Good morning, everybody. Angie, the Witchy Woman here. Just contacting you today just to let you know that we are now doing our lives exclusively in YouTube. So if you'd like to join us, by all means join us. If you're interested in the subject matter that we have, we talk about spiritual things and witchcraft. Also, I run a business that's available online called the Avalon Apothecary. We have witchcraft supplies and crystals and aromatherapy and all sorts of things you can buy through us. You can buy your witchy books through us as well if you're looking for that sort of stuff, or anything spiritual. And we also have a group that's local that gets together. It used to be called Avalon Coffee Club, but I had to change the name. It's called now I'm going to get wrong. Avalonians Unite. Okay, so that's the name of our coffee club that's in the Colacan district area in Victoria, Australia. We're an international business. We sell to many countries all over the world, mostly the US and the UK. But if you want a quote for your price on postage, by all means contact me and leave a message on the office phone. That's the phone number you'll see down below, written underneath the beginning of this video. Now, today we're going to talk about, well, first of all, I want to talk about cybersecurity, because whether we're a spiritual being or not, cybersecurity is very important for everybody. I've experienced some nasty stuff over the past 14 months that really needs to be spoken about, and it's a difficult subject for me to talk about. But I want to let everybody know that anyone can be cyber attacked. Anyone can, through their mobile phone number. Mobile phone numbers are no longer secure on the internet, unfortunately. That's why I've started using the landline again as our contact number. So please make sure you've got the details in the little bit of what this is all about underneath our videos, right down here, and go from there. I apologize for the jerkiness of this, as I'm doing this on a very, very old laptop, but it's quite okay for what we need. So I do apologize for the lack of clarity if you're having problems seeing this. I'm hoping you don't. We have some exciting news for any new customers who join us. And you can I haven't mentioned this, but we also run your year and a day witchcraft course. So if you're interested in becoming a practicing witch and you want somebody to practice under, I have 44 years experience practicing witchcraft. I'm 60, and this is me. No makeup, au naturel. I do have problems with acne, adult acne, as you can see, and sometimes I pop my makeup on. Sometimes I just give my skin a break and go au naturel. So if everybody's wondering what the spots are, they're just adult acne. Nothing sinister, because unfortunately people do get the wrong idea. Even medical professionals get the wrong idea when they see you with spots on your face. They automatically think you're using some horrible, horrible drug, which I'm not. So, yeah, so I'm clean and sober and pleased to be that way because it suits my body. Okay, now if anybody's interested, we have a giveaway for new customers. Now, all you have to do is subscribe to one of our beautiful, beautiful boxes. I'll go and grab one in a second and come back. So there will be a little bit of a break in the video, but I just wanted to show you this. This is the giveaway. This is what I'm giving away to the first person who signs up for a 3-part subscription box subscription. And they're our Witch's Toolbox sets. So yeah, so and they're really, really awesome. So in the 3 boxes, you get literally everything that you're going to need to practice your craft. So if that's what you're interested in and you'd like that for free to hang up somewhere in a window where you can get the nice, beautiful rainbow prisms of light on your wall, please just contact me. My email address is down there as well. So you can contact through email, or you can contact with a message through Instagram. I'm also on Instagram as Angie Cooper. I think, hang on. Instagram's Angie Cooper Ramaker. Ramaker is spelled Ramaker for those who don't know. And try Angie Cooper if Angie Cooper Ramaker doesn't work in your search. Okay, because I sometimes forget I'm an older lady, so I'm supposed to forget at my age. So yeah, so if that one doesn't work, just try the Angie M Cooper or Angie Cooper. And you be sure. I know there'll be a list of Angie Coopers that come up, but you can see my face, and I've got photographs on my web pages, so you'll know it's me. Okay, just have to look for the multicolored hair. I love my colors. Absolutely love color. Color makes the world go round, I think, and the brighter the better. Okay, now we're going to talk about today how to keep a book of shadows. Now, I'm so lucky. I have a wonderful witchy friend who made this for me out of recycled paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. And she does make them up, but they won't ever be exactly the same, but she does make them up. As you can see, I've popped it in Angie's Book of Shadows number 5. Okay, because I have 5 books of shadows. And I'll probably, by the time I pass away, I'll probably have 15 or more. and that's just all made out of recycled paper, and we've got little pressed flowers in the recycled paper as well, just little dandelions and things like that just make it really, really lovely. And she does such a wonderful job on these. So if you're interested in these, you can order these through the Avalon Apothecary, and they also have a bookmark that's got your little flowers on it as well. So if you're interested in these, let me know. My supplier will make them by order if you've got a particular color or style you want. If you'd like it around about the same size and about the same as this one, she can get it probably as close as possible, as long as you can get the material exactly the same. But you do need to ask about that, and you need to specify that when you order. So specify your favorite color, because if this sky blue is one of my favorite colors, and that's why she did that one for me in sky blue. So yeah, so thank you very much to my beautiful supplier. She's also a very good friend and attends our Avalon coffee clubs as well, and she's a local lady and very, very, very smart, crafty lady. And yeah, and I love Julianne to bits. So thank you, Julianne, for doing that for us. She's a wonderful supplier. Speaking of suppliers, I also have a supplier called the Glitter Witch. That's Kate, and she supplies anything you get in any of her boxes that's got glitter all over it. That's why she's called the Glitter Witch. And when I actually do up a box full of Glitter Witch stuff, I sprinkle a whole heap of sequins inside the box as well. So you've got something to sprinkle on your altar if you're setting your altar up. Setting altars up, we're going to talk about in a minute, because a lot of people don't know how to set their altars up. It's different for everybody, and it also depends on the Sabbats you follow and the goddesses or gods you follow in your practices as well. So keep that in mind when you're setting up your own altar. Now, for those of you who don't understand what an altar is just a place, like when you go into a regular church, you'll see that there's a big structure at the front that the minister might stand behind. Well, that's called an altar. So many religions have altars. You can make a nature altar. You can make a crystals altar. You can make whatever altar you like, because your journey is yours. So remember that. And nobody's altars are wrong. They can be the smallest little altar with just 1 or 2 pieces or 3 pieces with it, preferably 3, because 3 is a very important number for we witches. So, and it's important because of the power of 3, which we can put into our spells to make our spells more effective and stronger, and have more success with our spells as well. So that's what the power of 3 is about. Always make sure if you've got those 3 items, they're 3 items that have drawn you to them. And the best place to shop for your witchy items, I started off because I didn't have a lot of money because I had 5 children to raise, and I looked after other children as well in my home when I was in the 90s. I offered a room for anybody who was having issues with their families and needed somewhere safe to stay. Little lovely boarders, and I still see some of them around town, which is so nice because they became like my extended family, which was really lovely. And that was part of my journey. I needed to do that to cleanse my aura and make sure that everything was in balance, because I was looking after my children, but I still had enough love in my heart to look after other people as well. And that's what being a white witch or a light worker is all about. And I'm a light worker. I've always worked in the light. I do know the dark, because you do need to know about the dark, because if somebody practices just the dark, you need to know what that feels like if they're actually putting a spell on you, because sometimes dark witches will put spells on other witches, which is something that is against what I believe. As a light worker, I never do that sort of magic. I do magic to lift people up, with love in my heart and love in my soul. And that's what my journey is. Your journey might be grey witchcraft, which is a little bit of both. I have been grey before, so I have practiced but kept it in balance, because that's very important in your craft as well. So, and remember that if you want to learn, you can learn with the Avalon Apothecary. All you need is an email address, and I contact you via video phone or through Skype. If you'd like to do it through Skype, you can also do that through Skype with me. All we have to do is just message each other and make a time and that suits us both, because of course I'm a sole trader, so I'm a very busy lady, so I'm in and out of the office quite a bit. So make sure you phone, and we make a day and a time, or days and times. If you want to split it up between 2 days during the week, because that suits you better with your work commitments and things like that. We do evenings as well to fit in with your work commitments as well. If you're a day worker, if you're a night shift worker, we have afternoon sessions as well. And I'm talking about this because now is the time to enroll for our you've got until the end of July, so you've got until the 30th of July. I'm going to keep it right up until the Sunday to enroll if you're interested. Now, we usually charge $45 per one session in a unit. There's 2 sessions in each unit. That's our bottom line price. So if you do have a healthcare card or a pensioner health benefits card, that's our base price. For those of you who don't have a healthcare card or a pensioner benefits card, it's $55 an hour, or $55 per session, and 2 sessions per unit. And you can choose which units you want to do. You don't have to do all 16 units. You can do unit 1 and then unit such and such, just the ones that interest you. So we're very flexible in that respect. So if you don't want to do lots of units and you just want to do the 1 unit to try it out and see how you go, you can do that to try out under a trial as well. And I'll do your trial under the $35 an hour. But only if you enroll before the end of July, before the 30th of July. And then I can do that first unit for $35. Okay. And some of the unit areas go for longer. So there'll be a large, like it might be a 2-hour session you're doing online instead of a 1 hour, because it's got a lot of information in it. And if that happens, then the price doubles for that second unit. I always do the long units as the second part of the unit. So if you've got any questions about it at all, you can call me and leave a message on 03 52 33 1142. That's 03 52 33 1142, and that's office hours, which finish at 6 o'clock. They start at 10 a.m. in the morning, finish at 6 o'clock at night. So between those hours you can call. If you need a call after that, please text me in Instagram, and I will arrange it a call back for you. And just so you can ring that phone number, leave your number, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience as soon as I can. Okay, so make sure you leave a message. I know people don't like leaving messages on answering machines, but when you are a sole trader, that's how I have to have the office phone set up, because quite often I'm out of the office. I might be, because I live 20 minutes away from town, so I might be running errands, or there might be somebody that needs a tarot card reading, which I do as well. And I can do them online as well. I can do them through a video call on the telephone, or I can do them through a quick live on Instagram to let you know I'll be on live on Facebook to do your reading. So I will make sure that you know when I'm going to be live to do your reading if you want to do them online, because I'm been reading tarots since before I even knew what tarots were, and wondered why I was always fascinated with playing cards and the things that they meant. And it wasn't until my father said to me, he said, "Have you thought that you might be thinking about taro?" And I said, "Well, what's taro?" I said, "I thought taro was a vegetable." And he said, "Yes, it is, but this is taro with a T on the end of it." And I went, "Oh." And he said to me, "When you go down the street next, go and have a look in the hippie shop," he used to call it, which was called Namaska many years ago, and see if they've got any tarot cards, because you might find that they're the kind of cards you're looking for, because you're not really connecting with playing just regular games on cards. You're trying to connect more. And my dad was a very spiritual man as well. He understood these things. He taught me palmistry when I was a young person as well. So I do offer palmistry. If you want palmistry, it's as easy as taking a photograph of your left palm. Make sure you leave all your rings on the way you like to wear them. I like to wear mine on these fingers, as you can see. But make sure it's your left palm, which will be on that side of your video. Make sure it's your left palm that you send to me in a photograph. And I'll send you back a quote for your palmistry reading, because it does take me a few days to get it done. So it's priced accordingly. And so, so if you do have a healthcare card or a pensioner health benefits card, please tell me, or leave your card number on our message phone as well, because that's only accessed via the office and by myself. It's not accessed by anyone else. Okay, so nobody else is going to know your details, so it keeps your details private as well. So make sure if you have a healthcare card, you make sure you quote your number off your card and the expiry date on your card, and then I'll know that you've got a healthcare card. Okay, because sometimes I've had people tell me they've had healthcare cards and then I found out they haven't. So unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous people out there that will do that. And unfortunately, I'm a witch that didn't come down in the last shower, so I can generally tell when someone's trying to fool me. It comes with age and wisdom as well. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, you'd like to learn what your palm means, and it helps you to know more about yourself, and it can also do tell you a little about your past, your present, and your future as well. Because I do a 3-card tarot reading with it as well, so that you've got some past information, some present information, and some future information to work with, because palmistry is all about past, present, and future as well. So yeah, so if you're wanting to learn about that, and that's part of our course as well, that's one of our units in our course as well. I teach palmistry as well. You can probably hear in the background, maybe, my little dog is under the house. He's barking at birds that are in the walls, of like starlings in the walls. So he's usually by my side in his little bed, because I have a home office. But no, I put him outside because he gets a bit distracting when it comes to lives. Yeah, I don't have the concentration span I used to have, unfortunately. So yeah, that comes with getting older as well. And so for me to be able to concentrate better, it's easier for me to pop him outside, and he can stay outside and have a run for a little while, because he's like me. He's a cuddly person. And cuddly person, cuddly puppy dog, but he's one of my best mates, and when my partner's not here, he's my go-to for cuddles and loving, and yeah, he's beautiful. I love him to bits. His name is Ned Dog, and sometimes I bring him up onto my lap while I'm doing a live as well, for everybody to see him, because he's part of my practice as well, because he's one of my familiars. And we teach you about familiars in our course as well. So yeah, so any aspect of witchcraft you want to learn about, I've tried to cover most things through the 16 units. So yeah, so, and if there's anything specific you want to learn about, I can do some background checking, because I do have some books that are dark grey and white, so that I can refer to and answer your questions. It might take me a little while to get back to you if you send me an email, but I do check my emails at the end of each day to make sure there's nothing important there that needs to be answered. So I use the last hour I've got in my office to answer emails every day. So if you do happen to use the email address, yeah, you'll get an answer pretty much same day, as long as I'm well. So because we all have health issues that we have to deal with as people who work too. So sometimes if you can't see me on a live, or you can't see me online, that generally means I'm doing what's called self-care, which means that I might just need a break, and it might be for a few weeks, it might be for a couple of months. It depends on how I am with my emotional health and my physical health, because I'm a cancer survivor. Woohoo! Which is, I'd survived cancer. I was told I wouldn't live to see 30 when I was 26, and I'm 60. So I must be doing something right. I must be looking after myself properly. And sometimes we just need to do that. We all need to take that time. And it can be a long period of time to get everything settled in your mind, or it might be a short period of time. So if something happens, I will always take messages off the phone, and if anybody's ordered anything and things like that, I'll get them made up straight away and get them in the post, because my post office is a walk away, which is absolutely wonderful. So I'm very blessed in that respect. Okay, now we talked about this beautiful thing. If you would like this for free, it's a beautiful sun catcher, because the butterfly is our emblem. I've actually got my Tree of Life hoodie on today. It has a cowl hoodie on it, which is really nice for when I go outside. Now, if you like that and you think that would hang beautifully in one of your windows, by all means, contact me. And we have a 3-part subscription box called the Witches Toolkits. And our first toolkit is made up, so it's ready to go. The next one will come in a month. All you have to do is supply me with your card number and expiry date, and your CVV on the back of your card, and yeah, and you can, and it will be taken out every month. And I will give you a date specific to you that will be taken it will be taken out on, so that you can organize your finances to make sure your money's there. Okay, so we're very flexible business. So if you really like that, because I liked it when I saw it, I thought, oh, it's got the butterfly. We have to have a butterfly. We really have to have a butterfly on everything that we give away, because butterfly is one of our symbols. You'll find that your box of goodies will have butterflies on it. They also come in reusable boxes that you can use to store your witchcraft tools as well. So yes, and we try to mix up the patterning on the boxes to make them so that you can tell which one's your first one, your second one, and your third one without actually having to open the box. And also remember your receipt number is on the inside of the lid of each box, and it's unique to each box. So please make a note of that receipt number somewhere, or if you're wanting to return a box, you will need to quote that number, so that I know you've bought it from me, and bought it from the Avalon Apothecary. So yeah, so that's the only stipulation. If you need to return anything, or if anything turns up and it's broken, I will replace it. So yeah, so please contact me, okay, because I'm easy to deal with, I'm easy to get along with, and I'm a good person. So and I'm a good businesswoman. So if anything does break, I can get them remade for you, and that thing can be replaced. It may not be exactly the same, because nothing we make with the Avalon Apothecary is exactly the same. They're all unique pieces. We do, with our crystals and things like that, we put crystals in the boxes, we put all sorts of things in our boxes, and they come in absolutely gorgeous boxes. I'm just going to stop this for the time being, and I'm going to go and get a box. So I shall be back in a second. So now I've just got to work out how to do that. Pause. Okay, there's the pop-up dashboard, because I'm new to all this. Now, we'll have to wait, because I have a very old computer. It's an ex-gaming computer laptop, and it's a ripper. I love it. It just takes a little while longer for everything to load, because it's an older one. So we just have to be patient, and patience is a virtue anyway. So I think it's a good idea to have something, and that gives me a chance to. Okay, now I'll need to go down into the menu. Oh, hang on, that just signs me out. No, I can't do that, so I will leave for 1 second, and I will be back to show you our small witchcraft box number 1. Now, this is the one you can get if you order before the end of July, or if you sign up to our witchcraft course before the end of July, you can have all of your boxes at a discount. Okay, we take 10% off the price of the boxes if you're already a student. So becoming a student has benefits far beyond just being a student and learning witchcraft. You get the benefits of being able to get oils. I still have contacts in the essential oil industry from when I used to make face creams and hand creams and things like that, which was the beginning of this business, and this is what it's evolved into. And I began this business in 1994, making. I love the one that sold the best and everybody loved was my hand cream, my rose hand cream. It was absolutely beautiful. I still make it for myself, and if anybody wants it specifically made, and you really love the scent of roses, because roses are my favorite scent of all time. This one is a beautiful, beautiful hand cream, and it's all natural, and there's no chemicals in it, no nothing. It's got all natural essential oils and color removed rose water. So but I do actually color it with natural food coloring, a really nice pink natural food coloring. So that's all natural as well. So Very rare for anyone to have any reactions to any of it. But I also say, if you're going to buy any of those sorts of things, please patch test on the inside of your wrist, just on the inside of your wrist there, or on the inside of your arm, because that's where your skin on your arm is the most sensitive. And if you do happen to get a reaction to it, you can send it straight back to us and we'll give you a full refund. So pro rata refund. Okay, we can't refund your postage, but we can refund the value of the goods. Okay, so that's just how we work. That's what a pro rata refund is, for those of you who didn't know. Okay, I'm coming back in a few seconds with our box. Now, I've decided to grab 3 boxes, as you can see. So they're all different. Now, the one I've been talking about the most is this one. Now, this is the size of our small box, okay? And look at that. We've got our beautiful butterfly there. We've got butterflies and roses. When I saw these boxes, they just had to come back with me into the office. So, and that shows you what comes in the boxes, how full they are. They're full of goodies. There's jewelry. There's like all sorts of stuff. There's a witch's stone that one of my suppliers goes and collects from the beach. That's got a little hole in it that you can use to scry, and when the veil's thin, it helps you to be able to see your past loved ones when you connect with them when the veil is thinning. And for those of you who know about witchcraft, you'll know about the veil thinning. It's Sawain, and that's when your loved ones can come through and give you messages inside your mind, or show you something that will immediately remind you of them. And this is what they look like on the inside. Okay, now we're getting new business cards made up because these ones are obsolete now. Okay, you can see some details on there. There's some obsolete details on there, so I won't hold it there for too long, because we always put one on the bottom of the box, and on the inside of the box is the number. So if you've got any problems with anything in the box, if anything's turned up to you through the post that's broken or chipped or damaged in any way, shape or form, or if you're simply not happy with the box and you want to return it, you've got 2 weeks to return it. If it's not returned within that 2 weeks, I'm sorry, we can't give a refund, because these things I pay for as well. So so you've got 2 weeks from when you receive your first box to return each box, and that's for each box. That's not just for the first box, that's for the other 3 the other 2, I mean, in this set, because this set has 3 boxes. This is box number 1, which is our Witch's Toolkit box, and all the boxes are this size, so you can see. Okay, so you can have a look and see how deep they are, and these are the boxes that you actually receive. Okay, and all we do is tie ribbon around here. We don't actually tape them closed, because we pop them inside another box to send them to you with packing material, so that they're nicely packed, because they do weigh a fair bit. That one I reckon that one weighs nearly 3 kilos. So yeah, I reckon that's about 2.5, 3 kilos by my estimate. It'd be interesting to see if anybody purchases one, what it says at the on the scales at the post office. I'll see how well I've estimated that. Also, for those established witches that love to use runes, we have this gorgeous, look at the lid. Look at the lid. Now you can use it either way. So you can use it with one up, which means white, or that way, which means dark as well. It's also a black box, which is which keeps the energy in. And just take a look at these. These are all handmade by the Glitter Witch. Look at these. Look at these. Easy to handle, all handmade, glittery as heck. Look at the glitter on the back. So these are beautiful, made of wood, and they're made of special pieces of wood that are sourced locally. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to buy these from overseas, you may have to pay a fee to get them put through a strong X-ray machine because they're made of wood. So please keep that in mind when you order them, because there will be an extra fee when you pick them up, okay, because they are wooden and it is local wood from Australia, okay. So but people from Australia don't have to pay that, okay. It's just people from overseas because they are made of wood, and we don't want to it's called irradiation. And if you're going through you can get it done through any airport, any major airport, and there is a fee that's involved in that. So yeah, please keep that in mind if you are ordering them. Now this is just another one, and they all have witch rune symbols on them. Okay, that's the triple goddess symbol. That's the sun symbol. I'll show you one more. That's the crescent moon symbol for the moon. And that's the all-seeing eye symbol, which represents our third eye chakra, which is right here in on our forehead. That's the place that when you meditate, you'll see a white light when you've got both lids of your eyes closed, because we do have a second eyelid that a lot of people don't realize. So yeah, so there's all sorts of those, and they're just beautifully made. And in this box, they're ready to go. And those, because they're all handmade and they're exclusive to the Avalon Apothecary by the Glitter Witch, they're $99 a box. Okay, now you might think that sounds like a lot, but the hours that Kate put into this box makes me want to keep it for myself. But if anybody out there wants to buy it, I'm quite happy to sell it to you. Okay, now that's a one-off box, and that's why I showed you exactly what was in it. So yeah, so if you'd like some witches runes to work with, and they're really easy to work with, you just turn them all over, put your hands over the top of them, close your eyes, concentrate, and you will be drawn to the energy in the runes that you're supposed to pick up, okay, and look at. Okay, and it's very easy to find. Well, sometimes we'll pop in a how to use if you're not used to using them, or we will stick something on the bottom of the box that has steps on how to use the runes. So all you have to do is just turn the box up, and you've got all your directions on how to use them. That way, we always cover that with clear contact, so that it's protected from degrading, because paper degrades over time, and it's also protected if you happen to sit it into something that's wet. So we do that on the bottom of each box, and it'll tell you that a list of what's in the box plus a little blurb on how to use them. Okay, so don't worry if you're new to all this. Don't think you can't buy the boxes. You can. Because I'm part of my journey as a practicing light worker is to share my craft with others. That's always been my journey. I've never ever felt I was raised in mainstream religion, in Christianity, but never ever felt I belonged. I always felt that there was something out there that I needed to look for, that and I found it in spirituality, and in being a practicing witch, and it's much more than just a religion. It's a lifestyle. So yeah, so there's a lot to it. And I just want to thank my beautiful mother-in-law for this gorgeous, gorgeous amethyst cross. It's dream amethyst. So it's an amethyst that helps to keep your dreams pure. So if you're like me and you have very vivid dreams can be good if you remember them, write them down, and and through the course you can learn how to interpret your own dreams, because dream interpretation is part of the course as well. So everything's linked. So if you become a student of the Avalon Apothecary, a student of mine in witchcraft, and do your year and a day with me, you get all these extra benefits. So you get the benefit of getting everything 10% off. You also get the benefit of learning the craft without actually having to go somewhere. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. And I think the best part about it is, if that's what you love, and if you love your crystals and your aromatherapy and all of that sort of stuff, we can teach you crystal aromatherapy too. So you can have an opportunity to be able to do that to help others, if that's part of your journey, if that's what you'd like to do. Because once you graduate, after your year and a day, you can call yourself a practicing witch. And you can, we do touch on some dark witchcraft and some grey witchcraft, because we need to have some sort of a balance. In witchcraft, we always have to have a balance. So I will teach you some things about that. If you don't want to learn about that, that's completely up to you. You can leave. They're separate. They're not even in the 16 of the white ones that we do in the main course. You can ask at the end of the main, when you finish the end of the main course, if you want to learn, so that you have the knowledge, so that you know if there's any negativity going on between you and another witch. You generally know just by the way you feel. If you're feeling very bogged down, it can mean that there's a spirit attached to you, or it can mean that somebody is spiritually attacking you. And my course actually teaches you how to keep yourself safe as you practice, because our words are our fodder. They're very, very powerful, especially as practicing witches. So we must be very mindful of every word we say and what we talk to people about. And if somebody gives me an opportunity to talk about the craft, I'll talk about the craft. I'll talk you until I talk the leg off the kitchen table, because it's a wonderful, well, being a light worker is a wonderful path. It's not easy. No one's path in life is easy, but sometimes it's very difficult not to head to the dark side, because it's so easy to take that step into the dark. But I just won't do that, because I've seen the results of people who have just known the dark, and they don't know how to balance, keep the balance while they're practicing. And so it means you have to practice dark and white. So dark and white witchcraft, because you have to know that dark, grey and white, there are 3 different types that you can practice, as I mentioned earlier. So if you're interested in any of that, that's what we do here. As you can see, this is the office, and this is where all the online magic happens, with my business. And also this is where I keep in touch with my students as well, through YouTube, because I find YouTube's a very, very secure platform for when you're doing lives, etc. And also it's easy because I've got it all set up the way I need to have it, as a channel as well. It's called Angie the Witchy Woman. So if you're ever looking for me on YouTube and you want to go over something that you've heard about, or you're interested in something that I've shown you, by all means contact me on the email address, which is down there. or contact us on our office phone number, because I'm not actually using my mobile phone number for my business unless I'm actually contacting you back. And then you may get a phone call from a number that you don't recognize. That starts in 0473. Well, please pick up, or I'll just leave a message and it'll be up to you to return the call. Okay, so but I'll always leave a message if you've got your message bank set up. Please make sure you've got your message bank set up, especially if you're a student, because there might be times like you can't pick up the phone because you're busy with your family or your job or something, or life gets in the way sometimes of all of us, and I understand that. So I will leave a message. So please get back to me when you can, because I always pick up on the mobile. And even if it's a number I don't know, but then if it's somebody trying to sell me something or a charity, I just explain, look, this is a business number, so I need to go straight away just in case somebody's trying to get through. So yeah, so that's most people understand that. So you get the odd one that'll get a bit funny about it, but that's human nature. And if it wasn't for us all being different, these sorts of things wouldn't be available for everybody. So this is available. My course is available worldwide. Now, for those of you who are worldwide and want to do it, the price is exactly the same. But just remember, my price is in Australian dollars, not in US dollars. It is in Australian dollars. So you will need to work out how much it's going to cost for you, excuse me, through a converter, which you can find online. There's some very good converter apps out there. So just currency converter apps. So just pop in your Google Play Store or whatever program you go through, currency conversion app. And there'll be a lot that will come up and you'll be able to choose the one that suits you the best. Okay. And then you'll be able to work out your budget. So it'll help you to be able to work out affordability. And you can also pause your course as well. If you can't continue on your nights and things like that, you can actually contact me and say, I need to pause my things for the week, or for this week, or for this fortnight, whichever way you're doing it, whether you're paying weekly or fortnightly, or you're paying monthly. It's completely up to you, whichever fits in with your lifestyle. But please remember that if you haven't paid upfront for your course, you won't hear from me. Okay, so that's just part and parcel of how it has to be. So if your payment hasn't cleared by the time your time slot comes up, you will get a message in your email to let you know that payment hasn't cleared. Please advise, and would you like to pause your course? And you can answer yes or no to that, and we can go from there. Okay, so because sometimes we get the odd bill in that's exorbitant that we haven't budgeted for, that doesn't come in on a regular basis, like insurances and things like that, driver's licenses and all of those sorts of things that come up sporadically. So if you do need to pause your course, you can pause your course. There's no problems with that at all. But you do need to contact me at least 48 hours before your course is due. Okay, so that's all I stipulate. So a couple of days before, if you think that the money's not going to be there to pay for your course, please let me know. Please type me an email. Please let me know. Don't just ghost and not say anything, because then you might end up overdrawn in your bank account, and that'll cost you more money. And I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to educate so that people can practice their own witchcraft, and maybe inspire some people if they want to go down the same track and teach as well, if they think that that's something that they'd like to do in their future. That's what being a light worker is all about. It's like by inspiring through light work and inspiring others and helping others. I've always been a person that's liked to help the human race as much as possible. I'm a very strong activist for environmental problems. I will stop and pick rubbish up from the side of the road and put it in the back of my car and take it home and put it in rubbish bins, just because I can't stand seeing rubbish on roadside verges. I think it's a scourge in Australia. People don't pick up after themselves, or they just throw things out the window. The side of the road's not a tip. If you want to, if you live like that in your home, that's completely up to you. But don't bring it out into the environment where animals might accidentally eat something that can cause them blockages inside, and that next thing you know, you've got a very sick dog or a very sick cat or a very sick cow or some other native animal or a rabbit that might be eating grass and ingest something that's plastic, that's gonna block their insides and kill them. That's a really, really, really big bugbear for me. I think that everything has a right to life, and we need to live in conjunction with nature. We don't need to live apart from nature, and a lot of people do live apart from nature. If it wasn't for nature, we wouldn't survive. So we have to look after our earth. We have to look after every aspect of the earth. I'm a huge David Attenborough fan, and have been since the 60s, since I was a child and was old enough to say his name. I'll get my mouth around his name. Always wanted to watch the animal programs on the TV that he put on, and I'm still watching them to this day, and I'm just so very grateful for his help in helping the animals of the world, as well as explaining to us why we need to look after the environments that we live in, including the environment around our home. Also, the internal environment of our house is very important to we witches. Making sure that you're using less chemicals and more natural products. I'm doing that with myself at the moment because I'm on a bit of a diet to try and get rid of a little bit of over 60 weight on my tummy, as we ladies get as we get older. If you've had babies, that it tends to settle in your tummy after you've had lots of babies, which I have. And not little babies either. And I'm only 5'5", and I've had 10-pound babies and 9-pound babies. So things give. And as you get older, you lose muscle tone. So it's really important for you to do your walking and whatever you can exercise wise. I have problems with my spine. I have all sorts of medical issues that I've got to deal with day to day. So if I wake up and I feel good, I'll work. If I wake up and I don't feel good, I'll rest. So so it's just how I have to live these days. And a lot of people who are senior people like I am, I was so excited when I got my seniors card. I was waiting and I actually got my first senior discount the other day when I went and got the green groceries, and and that was so good. And for those of you who do have healthcare cards and pensioner health benefit cards, or if you do have a seniors card, we'll honour a discount as well for you. Honour your 10% discount as well on the cost of anything you purchase from here. So so keep that in mind. I think it's a very important thing that businesses offer discounts for people who perhaps haven't got as much income as someone else. I mean, we're not rich by all means. We struggle sometimes as well, like everybody else does. But that's why I'm still working, and I think I'll be working until I take my last breath. But that will keep me alive, because I'm one of these people, if I haven't got something to do, I stagnate, and and I just don't thrive. So for me to be able to thrive, I love to work, and my work doesn't feel like work, because it just feels like when you're teaching, it just feels like you're sharing part of yourself with another human being. And I think that's so very important for all of us anyway. Just share a little bit of time with someone. It might be a stranger you see in the supermarket, and you've never seen before, and you just stop and talk. Or maybe there was a lovely lady I met in the fish and chip shop the other night. My partner's favourite takeaway food is fish and chips, and so we have that probably once a fortnight. And that doesn't help with my tummy, so that's why I've had to change my diet and I generally have a liquid fruit breakfast, so that I'm not putting too much strain on my tummy, because I do have tummy issues from having radiotherapy because I had internal radiotherapy. Where you swallow the radioactive iodine capsule that's about so big, and that does burn the inside of your tummy, unfortunately. So it causes ulcerations. So I've always had problems with my digestion and everything since that happened. But I have gone onto a group of products that are really good, but I'm not going to talk about them, because this is the live to talk about the Avalon Apothecary and what we do for anybody who wants to be a part of this. Please join us for our next live stream. I know this is our first one, so I don't expect everybody to be popping in and watching this. Please watch the replay and hashtag replay if you've got a comment. If you'd like to learn more and you'd like to be a part of our course that finishes on, like, the intake finishes on the 30th of July. If we haven't had much of an intake, we will extend that to the 30th of August. But it's just up to whether we have the numbers. So we've got to get the numbers to be able to keep the course running. So think of that too if you're interested. So I need to have at least 5 students for it to be worth my while to spend the time to do it all, to cover my costs and overheads, as all businesses have. So and I'm happy to do courses for people just to cover the costs and overheads, because that's just part of my journey. That's what the discounts for healthcare card holders and pensioner health benefit cards holders and seniors card holders are all about. Because sometimes as a senior, you might be retired or semi-retired, you're sitting at home wondering, what am I going to do? I want to do something. I want to learn something new. If you want to learn something new, you can learn this and pass on your information to your family if that's what you want to do, or you can just learn it simply for your own information, so that if you do happen to see somebody that's wearing witchy symbols or things like that, that you've got a background and you know that it's not all about the darkness, because a lot of people think that practicing modern witchcraft and the old ways is all about darkness. It's not. It's not. Take it from me. I don't take it to the dark. I've taken it to the grey when I've needed to. And I have used the dark before, and I'm not ashamed to admit that either. But I've made sure that I've kept a balance between the dark and the light in the magic that I do, because balance is one of the most important things witches need to keep. So that's why if I get an imbalance in my body and I'm not feeling well, I don't practice. That's another very handy hint for people who want to practice. Don't practice if you're not feeling well, because your magic won't be as strong as you need it to be. Make sure that you are feeling well on the inside and the outside, including your mental health as well. So that will help you with your practice as well. So if you're a practicing witch and you're watching this, never forget that. Always try to keep the balance. Always try to practice when you're feeling 100% and not feeling run down or extra tired, or maybe you might be a bit depressed about something, or something's bothering you, because then your magic won't be pure. And purity in magic is the key to getting your magic to work. And you just need to wait, because sometimes spells take time to occur. And spell work is just another word for prayer in natural witch. And I'm a natural witch. I was lucky that it's second generation. I'm lucky, but even in first generation from me, my youngest daughter is very spiritual as well, and so is my second youngest daughter. So they have the spiritual genes in them as well. And my granddaughter is also a practicing darkling. So that means that she prefers to practice with the dark side because that's what she enjoys doing. So, but I don't love her any less. But I do remind her on many occasions to make sure you keep that balance between the darkness and the light. Because if you don't know the light, you don't know how to protect yourself from the dark. That's where the two meld together. And they're it's a very strong melding. And it does take time for you to learn how to do that. But if that's what you're interested in doing, please contact me at my email address, which is down there in the description underneath this, or contact me on the messages only phone in our office on 03 52 33 1142. That's 03 52 33 1142. And please leave a message, because there's nothing more frustrating if the office phone goes off and someone just hangs up on it. I know a lot of people don't like talking to machines, but please talk to my machine, because then I've got an opportunity. And don't forget to leave your phone number, return phone number, okay, or an email address for me to contact you through, just so there's some way I can contact you. Or you can contact me in Instagram under it's either Angie Cooper or Angie Cooper Ramika, and Ramika is spelled Ramaker, and Cooper spelt with the double O, not the OU. Okay, just so that you know you've got the right Angie Cooper, because there are a few Angie Coopers out there that I discovered when I used to Facebook. So don't Facebook anymore because of the lack of security through Facebook. So that's why I'm doing things this way. I do go into Instagram and tell people when I'm going to be live. I haven't learned how to send the link to my lives yet, but I will be talking to one of my daughters who's excellent with computers and asking her how to do it through whether I have to do it from Instagram to YouTube or YouTube to Instagram. I'm still not sure how to do that, but I will learn for the sake of my customers being able to and followers being able to follow me. So please like and follow my channel, because then everything will come up in your feed automatically anyway when I do a live. So so that's why I think that that doing my lives through YouTube is probably going to work better for my business, because then they just automatically come up. I don't have to continue to post them. So yeah, so they automatically come up if you like and follow. So we all know about the little bell, and we all know about the follow. So please do that if that's what you'd like to do and you'd like to hear more, because I always like to educate, and I always end with a blessing for everybody. This is just a general blessing that goes out to everybody that I like to give at the end. You don't have to stay for this if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. You can always pause or go and do something else if you don't want to be a part of the blessing. But my blessings are for everybody who watches and anybody who watches, and they're blessings for that will be specific to something that may be happening in your life at the moment. I try to make them as specific to humanity as possible. Okay, it's just my way of giving back and thanking you for spending the time here with me, which has been absolutely wonderful. I love spending time with people online. So please don't forget to hit the bell and the follow, so that these will come up in your feed if you think this is something that you might be interested in listening to, because we do talk about many different subjects to do with modern witchcraft and with the old ways as well. So if you're more interested in that, you can join our, if you want to hear more nitty gritty, because I always like to give you just little teasers, so that you might decide you want to do a little bit in the course that we offer. Okay, because that's offered worldwide. Anybody who can understand English can do the course. Okay, because English is my primary language. I used to be able to speak fluent Indonesian, but not anymore. As I've gotten older, I've lost the ability because I haven't used it all the time like I did when I was at school. And I can understand a little bit of French and a little bit of Italian. So yeah, so if you do happen to be from Italy or France and you do want to write something in French, I can translate some of it. And I'm hoping that I get the translations right. If I do send a message back that you think is ridiculous and doesn't fit what I've made a mistake, and I'm not ashamed to say that I will make mistakes because I'm an older person. That's just how it works for we 60 pluses. So yeah, okay, so we're going to do our blessing now. I ask the universe to bless everybody who watches this live. I ask the universe to protect us from unscrupulous people online and in our daily lives. I ask the universe to make people think before they open their mouth or before they judge. I ask the universe to protect those like me who work online, especially those who work their business online, because finding platforms that are secure is a difficult thing to do. And I've been the on the receiving end of the unscrupulous people out there on the net. And it's not a very nice feeling. So I ask that the universe helps people going through those sorts of stresses in their lives as well. I also ask help for those who are struggling with health issues. And this goes out especially to my beautiful, beautiful friend Kylie, who's battling cancer at the moment. Kylie's like another daughter to me. I've known her for many, many years, known her since she was a teenager. She used to babysit my children when I was fighting cancer to help me. So if you know anybody who's struggling like that, please don't forget to keep in touch with them. Even if you don't really know what to say, just that simple fact that you call in or the phone call can be enough to help you get through that day and think, well, okay, there are people out there that care about me. Don't forget that. Don't forget your humanity. That's something that I'd like to remind everybody, because sometimes we do forget our humanity. We get so involved in our screens. We get so involved in our work life, and we don't have that balance. Being spiritual can help you get that balance as well. So I ask my goddesses, whom I love dearly, to protect everybody, the protection goddesses, the goddesses of light, the goddesses of thunder, the goddesses of the elements, the goddess of the four corners. I ask them all. I ask the triple goddess especially to give blessings to everybody who asks for them through you. Blessed be everybody, and thank you very much for everybody who's going to watch this in the future. I haven't had any watches straight away because this is my very first foray into doing lives on YouTube Studio, and I've absolutely loved being here. So please, if you do happen to watch it, please hashtag replay in the chats, just so that I know you've been there, so that I can send you a message and thank you for watching. Okay, and thanks very much for watching. We will be doing another one of these. Now, what have we got today? We're Friday today. We usually do lives on Fridays and Tuesdays each week. So it'll be next Tuesday, which will be, what are we? Where's I think next Tuesday is the 18th. But if I'm wrong, if it's the 11th, it's okay. It's okay. If it's the 11th, it's the 11th. If it's not, hang on, I'll check on my phone just to make sure I've got the right day. It's already the 14th, so it can't be the 11th. Oh, dear. Never been good with numbers, but I'm great when it comes to doing my books and things like that. I never have any problems balancing my budget and all that sort of stuff. They're the only numbers that I enjoy. It'll be the 18th. It'll be Tuesday the 18th, and we usually do them between 11 and 12, but sometimes we do them between 12 and 1. So if you'd like to watch them live as they're occurring, keep those times in mind, between 11 and 1 on Tuesday and 11 and 1 on a Friday, because sometimes they go over time. So sometimes they're only about an hour long. Sometimes they can be the full 2 hours, depending on what we've got to talk about and how much stuff I've got to show you. Before we leave, I've got one more box to remind you of. Now, this is our large box, so you can see the size of it there. It's the size of a shoebox, okay, this one. And this is our mystery aura box, okay. So if you love aura cleansing and things to do with your aura, there's over $200 worth of stuff in there for $99 for the large boxes. That one's not a subscription box. That one's a one-off. We do one-off boxes occasionally for specific things. So if you like the idea of learning about your aura and cleansing your aura and things like that, ask for the aura box. And that's the blue and white aura box, okay? And you can see we've got the power of 3 with our 3 butterflies, keeping the consecrated things inside the box. Now, consecrated things are things that are cleansed. There are many ways you can cleanse them, but I won't get into that now because we've finished up. But I just wanted to let you know that aura box is available right now, and this is July the 14th. So it will be available until it sells, and it's $99 plus $19 postage in Australia. And if you want a quote for international postage, please call and leave a message on the office phone on 03, or if you're international, I'll give you the international number it's 613-5233-1142, and that's Australian business hours between 10 a.m. Australian Eastern time to 6 p.m. So if that doesn't fit in with your timeline, email me, okay? Because I check my emails at the end of every day, just in case there's anything important in there. So you can order through email as well. So if you can't phone through your order, we do PayPal as well. So if you'd like to do it through a secure platform, we have PayPal, and all I need for that is your PayPal ID or your email address, or your name. Your PayPal ID and your email address, so that I can send you an invoice. Now, invoices are due within 7 days of receipt, just so that you know that your payment must come through within that 7 days, or a reminder will be sent. I do that just so that we can keep a good cash flow going with the business, instead of because otherwise, if somebody gets in and gets that box before you, and because you couldn't pay on time, you'll miss out, and unfortunately you'll have to reorder and get me to make you up a new box, and it won't be exactly the same, because no two boxes in our boxes collections are exactly the same, because we have different things that come in from different suppliers that are endemic to the type of box that we make, just so that you know that if somebody gets a box and you think, oh yeah, that one's great, when we can't make that one up exactly the same way again, okay? Just so that you know they're all different, because they need to be individual to the Sabbath. Oh, we don't do Sabbath boxes. We only do we do aura boxes, we do protection boxes, we do witchcraft toolboxes, which is our 3-1 set that you can get the first box at a 10% discount. We do that discount with all our boxes. You get that 10% off the $59 cost for the small boxes and 10% off the cost of the large boxes of $99. So you can order either small boxes or large boxes. The small boxes are half the size of a shoebox, a regular size shoebox. The large boxes are the size of a regular size shoebox, just so that you know how big they are. And they will be packed and ready for you to use. They will be consecrated and cleansed, so they'll be ready for you to just take out, make an aura altar, or just store them in their boxes and pop them away somewhere where you know where they are. And just remember, if you're looking to return a box, please ring and leave a message, and please leave the number that's written on the inside of the box lid. Okay, there'll be letters and numbers that you'll need, and I need to hear the dashes as well. Okay, on those, so that I know that they're directly from the Avalon Apothecary. Okay, so that's your proof of purchase. Okay, and your receipt number. So it's a really important number for you to keep. Okay, so you can jot it down somewhere, maybe store it in notes on your phone or something like that, and say what it's for, or maybe not in notes, because every so often notes disappear. Maybe you might be able to take a screenshot of it with your phone and save it to your phone, and then you've got it there, and you can just write inside the box what it's for, and all of that sort of stuff in your own handwriting. That's completely up to you, because the box is yours. Once it leaves here and you receive it, it becomes yours. There's no cleansing or consecrating that needs to be done for any of the objects. You can do that if you feel that you need to, but I do that and there's no charge for that. That's just a service we do with our boxes and our bits and pieces, if you'd like that service. So you need to say, when you're ordering, I would like consecration and cleansing. Okay, so just so that you know how to order the boxes. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated because we've got the consecration and the cleansing, but it's easy to do when you do it over the phone. Okay, and you can actually phone the office and make a time through Instagram and phone the office, and I will pick up the phone at that time so that I know it's you, and you can do your orders, or you can just place your orders on the answering machine on the phone, because I've just got I haven't got You've Reached the Avalon Apothecary recorded yet, because I haven't worked out how to use that on this new phone system I've got. So I'll get there eventually. Okay, and when I do, you'll know you've got the Avalon Apothecary. That's my next challenge, getting all this set up and making it safe for everybody as well. Okay, blessed be everybody, and thank you to everybody who watches this in the future. I know nobody's come today because this is my very first live on YouTube, and I do apologize for the lack of quality with the live stream, with the picture, because I'm running from a slower computer, so it is a little slow, but don't worry about that. That's fine. You'll still be able to hear what I'm talking about. And I just want to say blessed be to everybody, and have a wonderful rest of the day. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.